So for me, like you, so following in your footsteps, you pioneered this. But for me, last year I borrowed 5 million euros, 20 years fixed, and I paid 2%. And 2% was the wrong figure. It should have been like 1.3. But I was like, whatever, hit me. So let me just say that again. I borrowed 5 million euros to buy a property in St. Bart's, to buy a part of, like, to believe me, it's a much bigger investment than 5. And a French bank was willing to lend me fixed. Okay, that's very reminiscent. So that is assuming your world. That's a world where kind of gold is going to kind of go to 3,000. It's going to go to 3,000 because it's going to be difficult. But there's enough financial lubrication that it won't be the 1930s. But it's going to be a world of zero interest rates for a long time. And I just don't think that the banks are as smart as that. I think they've got that wrong, and I think they've got that wrong like their German cousins after the First World War. Yeah, so Germany was devastated clearly after the First World War. So was Japan after the Second World War. Yeah, and yet within 15 years, Japan was had very quickly emerged and was like approaching the income levels of the West. Maybe 15 to like 20 years, 25 years, it was there. So the fact that you're decimated, I hate that word, decimated, you're destroyed by war, financially, your central bank turns around, your banks are bankrupt because they own worthless pieces of paper. But actually, as a central bank, you can say, okay, give me that worthless thing and I'll give you $100 million for it. And they're like, but it's not worth it. Thank you very much. They're like, you're giving me 20% of Hitachi or Toshiba or Sony or whatever. Presently it's worthless, but give it to me and I'll give you this worthless piece of paper called the yen. Yeah. And Japan reemerged. And so the same dynamic was happening in the German economy after the First World War. And then, like now, you could come in. You had to be wise. You had to buy the right asset. And you've been great. You've preached this. Buy something tangible, real, that throws off cash. Yeah, and it's you've got a lot of data. Like, it throws off cash in good times and bad times. I don't like cosmetics. People get depressed, and they have to look really good in depressions, and they have to look spectacular when life's great. I don't know. But it throws off cash. And then you sit there and you say to the bank, hey, hit me. And the bank's lending you 5 million, 10 million, 15 million, 20 million for 20 years fixed, because it sees a world where interest rates are just, they're anchored and they're never, if anything, they're going lower. And so I want to be the other side of that. And here in St. Bart's, I develop, I'm going to share, actually, I'm going to share some of the properties, the projects that we have, but we do uber luxury, to the uber creditor status, the guys who the princes of the world who own the world come and they there's no point having a private island. If you're in a private island, no one can see just how amazing your intellect and how amazing your courage is. Yeah, you got to come. Like here on New Year's Eve is the greatest concentration of like the most grotesque giant super yachts in the world, and it's like a caravan park. I've been on these things. I'm like, you could pay me to stay on these things, But, I get to own very, very, and again, a bit like gold, they don't want any more construction on this beautiful island.
Yeah.
And they're making, each year, they change the civil code or the code of urbanism, and they make it harder and harder to build, to develop. So my first project, we did 550 square meters of internal space on an acre of land. If I did that project today, I would get about 300 square meters. So this thing now is unique. Okay. And so scarcity value, one of a kind, if anything, is diminishing in terms of the supply is diminishing. And then and no currency risk. This is a euro asset. I'm funding in euros. I'm funding it. And the next deal, my bank, and so the bank calls me, right? I mean, you can't really say it, but I feel like I'm having a good confinement. um, the bank phones me and says, just thinking, like, the French government, they want to help. I'm like, they want to help me.
They want to give you a break on your mortgage.
They want a 6-month break, and I'm like, what do you think? I'm like, yeah, why not? That's fine. Hey, pourquoi pas, mon ami? Merci beaucoup. Anyway, and then I got an email, and he's like, from our friends in the government, they're willing to make a loan. They will lend you 20% of whatever your average loan balance was last year. No capital repayments, an interest rate of 0.25%, and probably with the right to extend maturity. Is that something you'd be interested in? So I was like, yeah, that's something I'd be interested in. So, I get to live when we have a hurricane, when we have a virus. I get to live in these gin palaces. Yeah, normally these are commercial projects, so this is not my real life.
Yeah.
But I get to own these exclusive rare assets. I think funded at the wrong rate, and then the ownership cost to me is zero because this is the longest holiday letting season in the world. We get 26 weeks a year, and so the clients pay for the financial servicing of the property. So
there's no additional yield above the cost of finance, but it's free carry essentially, including maintenance.
The first few trades, the positive carry was insane. Before the virus, we'd bid away the positive carry, and we gone to break even, include everything, maintenance, everything. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Good.
And I think the virus, and if I get assistance from my friends in the French government with additional loan facilities, I can sit, because my dream is I think I put something out saying I'd kind of like to do a property fund here. Very hard to do, but my idea is I want like very long, very patient money. I want to be the central bank of this tiny little island, so that when there's a liquidity issue and someone's got to sell something and they got to sell something at the wrong price, I make the price and I clear the market. Still thinking about it, but there's just a chance that the virus changes. We might be able to restore positive carry back into that